Hey guys, it's Izzy here, and today we are going to be doing the try the chapter of a book tag. So I just selected 3 of the next books I plan on reading on my TBR. We're going to read the first chapter and see what I think of it. Let's get into it. We're going to be starting with Annihilation by Jeff Vandermeer. Ben Birdperson sent me this book, so thank you. But we're going to read the first chapter. This is a science fiction, kind of dystopian. They go off, this place has been cut off from the world for decades, and these people go in to, explore. Really kind of reminds me of Into the Drowning Deep, which is kind of a horror mermaid kind of story of where they go into, I don't know if it's the Marinas Trench, but they go into a really deep trench and see if the mermaids are real. So it kind of gives me kind of scary vibes, because just thinking of going somewhere where nobody's ever been before, I wouldn't do it. I'm not that brave. So we're gonna give the first chapter a go. I think this, chapter 1, Initiation. Ooh, kind of long. Okay, it's over 20 pages, so I'm just gonna basically read the first little section of that chapter because I don't have all day to be filming this video. First chapter done, or the first little section there. Atmospheric writing, which I think is only so important in fantasy and sci-fi because they're building a world that you aren't familiar with, so you really do need to know what you're going into. And so it was just explaining that they're the first group in 2 years to be going to this place, and that's an all-women group, which I didn't expect by there being a male writer. So it's only kind of scary, an all-female cast for the man writing them. You never know, but I've only heard good things about this from every gender and in between. I've heard people love this book, so I'm not too scared or anything. I do love this cover. Lime green is one of my colors rather than this red, so if I have makeup on, so you can't really tell. And this is not a color analysis video. And this is a trilogy, the Southern Reach trilogy. And the writer, he grew up in the Fiji Islands and now lives in Tallahassee. 2 extremely different places. So let's see what the next book I have is. The next one was also a Christmas present, and it's massive. And y'all have probably all heard of this book or heard of one of the film or show adaptations. And that is War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy. I do have the unabridged original classic version. I know nothing. I think this is when Napoleon is trying to invade Russia. Maybe? I don't know. I know it's Russian. Let's find the first chapter. As you can see, it's very little font, and I will be doing the audiobook for this, but for the sake of the video, I'm actually going to be physically reading. So book 1, 1805, chapter 1. I'm going to give it a go and then come back and check. This is an over 500 page book, so that first chapter was only 2 pages. It didn't give a ton, but it does really show our setting that we are literally, the Bonapartes are mentioned in the first sentence, and that these are rich people, noble people, princes, princesses, that kind of thing. I do think I'll like it just from that little excerpt. That sounded like something that I would like, but intimidating. Very intimidating. Lastly, we have my literary fiction pick of the month, and that is My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Otesha Mosfeg. So this is the shocking and strangely tender story of a young woman's efforts to duck the ills of the world with the help of one of the worst psychiatrists in the annals of literature. So she decides to just stay in her apartment that whole time, and this takes place in 2000, which I love the 2000s. And again, this is another cover I love. I'm loving pink books. Let's see, I feel like the first chapter is going to be long because this is literary fiction, and it's looking on the longer side, but big font, which I didn't expect. Okay, this is getting over 20 pages. So should we do where I read the first paragraph? We'll do that for this since this is the last book. So whenever I woke up, night or day, I shuffled through the bright marble foyer of my building and go up the block and around the corner where there was a bodega that never closed. I get 2 large coffees with cream and 6 sugars each, chug the first one in the elevator on the way back up to my apartment, then sip the second one slowly while I watched movies and ate animal crackers and took trazodone and Ambien and Nimbutol, I don't know medication names, until I fell asleep again. I lost track of my time in this way. Days passed, weeks, a few months went by. When I thought of it, I ordered from the Thai restaurant across the street or a tuna salad platter from the diner on First Avenue. I'd wake up to find voices on my cell phone from salons or spas confirming appointments I'd booked in my sleep. I always called back to cancel, which I hated doing because I hated talking to people. Relatable. So I did like that. But we are going to rank the books now of which one I think sounds the best and the worst. But I don't think any of these really sounded bad. I have the 3 books in my lap now. So I'm going to rank, because there is also, what am I in the mood to read? And does that affect that? But I think Annihilation is, we're going to go number 1. Thank you, Ben Bird Person. Then we're going to go with My Year of Rest and Relaxation at 2. And I feel like these colors go together nicely. And then 3, we're going to go with War and Peace. So again, I do think all these books sounded really good. Will they actually be good? Who knows? I've been having kind of a difficult time with reading lately, but it happens and you just have to keep pushing through and hopefully you'll find something you like. I literally just finished a 5-star like 2 days ago, but that has been the strange one out of the grouping. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, comment, rate, and subscribe. And how about leaving a pink emoji in the comments below if you made it all the way through. And I don't even know what I've said. Ring the notification bell if you want to be notified when all my videos go live. As always, comment, rate, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!